Jonathan, we're just coming off of our Hitch series where we talked a lot about marriage, and you did such an incredible job instructing people how to take next steps in their marriage. But one of the things that you didn't have a whole lot of time to go into that is an extremely sensitive issue is the area of money. What do you want to say about that?
Oh yeah, because people fight in marriage over money almost more than anything else. In fact, depending on what statistics you're reading, it is the most fought about topic is money. How to spend money.
Is it the issue of the my money, your money kind of a thing? Or
yeah,
what
a
is
lot
that?
of times it is, not always, but that's one of the first things I would suggest to people is drop the my money, your money mentality. You know, the whole I got my money, you got your money, you don't touch my money, I won't touch your money. And I know people have separate bank accounts, and some of that, you know, has a purpose, I guess, depending upon, you know, investment, you know, opportunities and stuff like that. But try to avoid, I would suggest, try to avoid that at all costs. And it's like, we're one. It is our money. It's not my money, your money. Because as soon as it's mine and yours, as soon as we disagree, we retreat back to our corners. Right. And I retreat with my money, and you retreat with your money.
In our accounts.
In our accounts, right? And then everything else. Another thing I think I would say is you need to agree on a budget, right? You need to agree on a budget and agree on more than just having a budget. You need to agree on the budget. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, we both know we need a budget.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, we have a budget, but one spouse knows about it and the other spouse has no clue. Like, what? We spend what on what? And all that kind of thing. So not only just have a budget, but agree on a budget and then select one of the two of you who's best at managing a budget, right? Chances are one of you is really good with money and really likes that stuff and maybe even geeks out on it. And the other one's like completely clueless. And if the wrong person in the marriage is trying to manage and be the kind of like the heavy or the director of the budget and making sure we follow budget, then man, that adds a lot of frustration.
How would you ask people to approach that conversation? Because I know especially if you've got two accounts and you think things are still yours and you're trying to be vulnerable and kind of go, okay, who needs to be handling money? How would you recommend people kind of tee off that conversation?
Well, ultimately, you're going to have to try something.
Right.
Ultimately, you have to try something and see what works. But have a conversation to say, hey, do you feel like you're good with math? Are you good with money? Do you like spreadsheets? You know, no, I hate that. I hate that kind of stuff. I hated math. You know, I really like that. I'm a detail kind of person. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. Well, then maybe you're the one and they're not. But if you're not sure, try it. Try it for like 3 months and see how it goes, and then change. You can always change. You just want to at least talk about it. Another thing that, Eric, I think is so practical. Oh my gosh, it's so practical, but it's so freeing. You and your spouse need to get on the same page about an amount of money that either one of you can spend without the other's knowledge or consent. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how much that is, right? And if you're really scraping pennies, it may be $10, right? Like anything over $10, we need to talk about it. Yeah. But you can always spend up to $10 and we can talk about it later. Now, it's not $10 every 10 minutes.
Right.
Because it's just like, what the crap? Well, you said $10.
Well, and the dangerous part here is we assume how much we think is appropriate to spend without communicating that, right?
Absolutely. And so don't assume when it comes to money.
Right.
You know, get those expectations out on the table. Yep. And then carve out some fun money. Even if you're tight, even if you're really tight, carve out some fun money. I can remember there was a time in our marriage where, it was really, really, really tight. And our girls were little, and we always had this coin jar. That's not anything new. A lot of people collect their change. But when that got to a certain point, we would say, okay, we're getting babysitters for the girls, and we're having a date night on whatever's in this jar. And we would go, and we'd cash it all in one of those machines, and we would have fun with whatever that allowed us to do. And sometimes it was dinner and a movie, sometimes it was just dinner. One time it was dinner and a movie, and we went shopping, and I bought a hat, and she bought like a top or something, to wear. And it was just so much fun. It was just fun money. Put aside something that you agree on together. We're just going to have fun with this because that breathes life back into your marriage.
It does, because when you say the word budget, sometimes people go,
oh yeah, that sucks life out of you, right? Budget, money. And so you got to find things that kind of make money fun again. And the last thing I think I would say is get help financially. There's so much good stuff out there, and a lot of it's free. Some of it's not, but it's worth minimal investment, right? It's just a minimal investment, but so things like Dave Ramsey has tons of stuff out there, and he's not the only one. He's just, a lot of his stuff, Financial Peace University, I think it's called FPU for short. And there's so much stuff out there that can really come alongside and help take the pressure of money off marriage, regardless of how much money you have or don't have.
All right, so say that there's some folks watching this and they're in a blended family situation.
Yeah.
And you and I both know that can be a little more complicated.
Yeah.
What kind of wisdom would you share with them as they're trying to figure this out?
Yeah, I come from a blended family, so I know a little bit about that. I mean, that's at least probably half of everybody that's watching. And statistics, I mean, you know what they say about statistics, but I would say just know it's going to be a little bit more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little messier. Everything, actually, whether we talk about parenting or you're talking about conflict or whatever, and money, it's just a little bit messier when you're dealing with, well, those are my kids, no, those are your kids, and this is a stepson, stepdaughter, stepdad, stepmom, and you're just adding more pieces to the framework and the mix here that need to be considered. So the same principles apply.
Yeah.
These same things work. You just know it may be a little messier to get on the same page, but it's always worth it.
And that posture of humility and asking for help goes a long way, right?
Oh yeah. Don't try to figure all this stuff out on your own.
Right.
There's help out there.